Losing a loved one, it's an incredibly heavy and draining experience. I mean, amidst the grief, the absolute last thing you want to think about is government forms and red tape. But look, while your grief is paramount, taking immediate action with the Social Security Administration is absolutely crucial to protect your family from some serious legal and financial headaches down the line. So welcome to this explainer. We're going to walk through a compassionate, step-by-step roadmap for handling this critical administrative task.
You might be wondering, what is the very first administrative step you actually need to take? Well, the consequences of not reporting a passing promptly can be severe. We're talking complicated debt recovery processes or even serious identity theft issues. We want to avoid all of that right out of the gate. So here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover why you must act quickly, gathering your documents, contacting Social Security, handling those final benefit payments, applying for survivor benefits, and finally, some expert tips and a legal disclaimer. Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, why you must act quickly. Reporting this isn't just some bureaucratic hoop to jump through. It's a protective measure for you. Acting fast literally stops benefit payments from rolling in. Trust me, if you receive funds you aren't entitled to, you're going to have to repay them later, and that is a massive headache for any estate executor. Plus, notifying the SSA deactivates their Social Security number. That's vital to stop criminals from fraudulently claiming benefits in your loved one's name. Oh, and it automatically unenrolls them from Medicare Part A and B, stopping those unnecessary premium deductions, and kicks off the process for determining your family's eligibility for survivor benefits.
Moving right along to Section 2, gathering your documents.
Before you reach out, you'll absolutely need a few things: the deceased Social Security number, their date and place of birth, and an original death certificate. You should also grab the SSNs of any surviving spouses or dependent children, marriage or divorce records, and recent W-2s. But hey, here's a real expert tip for you, because this is a super common roadblock. If you don't have every single piece of paper right away, like maybe you're waiting on that finalized death certificate, do not delay your initial report. Make the call anyway. The SSA can actually verify a lot of this information online through the Bureau of Vital Statistics, and you can just provide the formal documents later.
Which brings us to Section 3, contacting Social Security. So a lot of people just assume the funeral home automatically handles this whole shebang. And, in most cases, they actually do by submitting Form SSA 721, which is the Statement of Death by Funeral Director. But here is where so many families trip up. As the executor or next of kin, it is your legal responsibility to verify that this was actually submitted. Don't just assume. Ask the funeral director point blank if they made the report. Because if they haven't, or if you aren't using a funeral home, this responsibility falls 100% on your shoulders. Now, if you do need to make the report yourself, you need to know this crucial point. You absolutely cannot report a death to Social Security online, and you definitely can't do it via email. No way. It has to be done over the phone or in person. You can call their national toll-free number at 1-800-772-1213. They've got reps available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. local time. And if you're deaf or hard of hearing, the TTY number is 1-800-325-0778. Alternatively, you can always just pop into your local SSA office in person.
Let's look at Section 4, handling final benefit payments.
This is where things get a bit tricky, so pay close attention to this core policy, the entire month rule. Basically, a beneficiary has to be alive for the entire month to be eligible for that specific month's payment. So, let's say your loved one passed away on May 25th. They weren't alive for the whole month of May, right? Well, because Social Security pays a month behind, the check that arrives in June is actually paying for May's benefits. Under this entire month rule, that June payment must be returned in full.
I cannot stress this enough. Cashing a check belonging to a deceased person is illegal. It immediately creates a debt that the estate is legally obligated to repay. So, you're going to want to follow these exact instructions. If a paper check shows up, do not deposit it. Just write void in big letters right on the front and mail it back to your regional SSA office. If the money hits via direct deposit, get on the phone with the receiving bank immediately. Give them the date of death and ask them to return those specific funds directly to the SSA. Usually the bank's automatic reclamation process will take it from there.
But what about the flip side? What if Social Security actually owed your loved one money? Like maybe they hadn't cashed their last few checks or something got lost in the mail. While the SSA does allow for a retroactive payment of up to 6 months of unpaid benefits. To claim this for the estate, you just need to file Form SSA 1724. Keep in mind the SSA pays these out in a strict priority order, first to a surviving spouse, then children, parents, and lastly, the legal representative of the estate.
All right, moving into Section 5, applying for survivor benefits. $255. That is the exact amount of the special, one-time lump sum death payment provided by Social Security. It's really just intended to help cover some immediate costs, and it's typically paid out to a surviving spouse who is living with the deceased, or in some specific cases, to an eligible child. But beyond that one-time lump sum, there might actually be ongoing monthly survivor benefits available for certain family members. This could include unmarried children under 18, or 19 if they're still in high school, children who developed a disability before age 22, surviving spouses 60 or older, or even dependent parents over 62. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You must formally apply for these ongoing benefits. You can't just set this up during that initial death notification call. The representative will actually need to schedule a separate follow-up appointment with you just to process that survivor benefits application. And when it comes to claiming these funds, time is absolutely of the essence. You have a strict 2-year window from the exact date of passing to apply for that lump sum death benefit. So whatever you do, please don't leave this on the back burner. Finally, we've reached Section 6, Final Tips and Legal Disclaimer. Let's recap some expert troubleshooting tips to help you avoid those common pitfalls. Like we talked about, always verify the funeral home actually made the report, and never ever spend that final check without double-checking the entire month rule. But here is a lesser-known tip about Medicare that catches a lot of people off guard. While notifying the SSA automatically cancels standard Medicare Part A and B, it does not automatically cancel private insurance. So if your loved one had a Medicare Advantage plan, Part C, or a Part D prescription drug plan, you have to contact those private insurance companies separately to cancel that coverage.
Now, please remember that while this roadmap is designed to be comprehensive, your specific family situation might be a little different. This explainer provides general guidance based on SSA policies as of July 21, 2026. Because individual circumstances can be super complex, and let's face it, government policies do update from time to time, you should always consult a legal professional, an estate attorney, or the Social Security Administration directly for specific advice regarding your estate.
Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this step-by-step breakdown brings you a bit of clarity and structure during what is undoubtedly a really difficult time. Please share this resource with anyone who might need it. And before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought. Going through this process for someone else almost always highlights our own vulnerabilities. So, have you organized your own essential documents so your loved ones know exactly where to find them when the time comes? Taking a moment right now to reflect on your own estate readiness is honestly one of the greatest gifts you could ever give your family. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next explainer.